Oh, yes. It's 3:15. Yeah. I wanted to mention a few incidentals. I did take some time to read some of the Black's Law Dictionary. My wife filed for dissolution of marriage. Yes. Had me arrested 4 days later. Right. And then motioned the court for default dissolution of marriage. Yes. And then never gave me notice of court hearings. And then this idea of arresting me for the allegation of violating this protection order. Yes. Where she wasn't in court. Yes. Because you as the court decided that you're just going to do this. Right. And every one of these court hearings, from 2011, yeah, July 8th of 2011, until you issued it on January 3rd, July 31st of 2015, yeah. But you actually didn't give me any notice, or there was no actual notice of the hearing. Yeah. Then you arrest me for the allegation of violating the restraint provisions. Right. But you had the knowledge that I wasn't in Squim. And then you ordered me to go to court. And then you ordered a mental health evaluation. Yeah. And then the city of Squim prosecuted me. Yes. And then you dismissed the case because of I was incompetent to stand trial. Yes. And then you had somebody. Deputy Prosecuting Attorney for the defendant, on the 20th of October 2016, when you dismissed this? Yes. Just so that I know, where's the attorney-client privilege of knowing everything that my attorney knows? Yes. See, in reading the RCWs yesterday, it looks like as soon as you say somebody's crazy, yeah, there no longer is any attorney-client privilege. See, not only should I know what my attorney knows, my attorney should know what I know. Now, when I emailed you and I was cooperating with your mental health evaluation, yes, because you did know that I wasn't in Squim, right. I just want to know when you designated the mental health professional, yes, and I didn't get a copy of the mental health evaluation, yes, and I wasn't informed that you had decided that I was a client of the mental health profession? Yes. At what point is my attorney obligated to inform me of anything that I'm involved in? Yes. Now, for every individual, yes, that says, well, I'm crazy. Yeah, because I'm not. Yes. I think that there is an obligation on the part of the attorney when representing any client, yes, to inform them of anything, yes, that could affect their life. Poop. Now, could you get me the public defenders in each and every county and city of the United States? And then the prosecuting attorneys, Matt Rom? Yes. I heard what Cowgill said in his response to the dismissal. And there was this thought, yes, that when you released me on the 5th day of January of 2016, yes. Judge Porter added this: do not use email to communicate, even though that was not the allegation. Just so that I know, did she get that email that I sent to Eric Holder, the former Attorney General of the United States? Could you call the Attorney General's office, Barr, or your Loretta? Yes. Sessions, right now. Attorney General Eric Holder. Did you get an email from me on December 31st of 2015? I'd like to know every attorney in that law firm. Now, I was released on personal recognizance. Yes. And this Heidi Budnick, yeah, that you said does not have to actually sign the protection order. Yes. Did not have to provide any due process to myself during the dissolution of marriage. Yes. that it was not, I didn't email her at 4:48 p.m. or 7:47 a.m. Yes. And any other prohibited party. Now, as I see it, yes, there is the five minors named, yes, and the petitioner. Poop. Now, this idea that I can't email school superintendents, yes. I can't email principals, right. I can't email any employee of any form of government of the United States. Could you get me the attorney-client privilege? Um, for every individual in the legal profession, yes. You know, I think Eric Holder got that email, King County Administrator, yes. And I'm going to sue Eric, the Attorney General of the United States of America. I'm going to sue every individual in that law firm, pooh, because this idea, yes, that I, as a client, do not have any right to know what you've involved me in because you decided that you were just going to cover up your crime of false arrest. Yes. Now, this privilege, pooh, it talks about the privileges and the immunities in the what's it called Constitution. Yes. There's what's known as ministerial privileges, the priest privileges. Yeah. That if I'm in confession or in counseling with a pastor, yes, they don't have to divulge that in court. Pooch. But I just wanted to know if you're the pastor at Kingsway Foursquare Church and you counsel individuals, yes, and you're found guilty of exploiting your adopted daughter and maliciously harassing your wife, yes, I'm going to need to know right now. See, the priest penitent privilege, yes, barring a clergy member from testifying about a confessor's communication, yes, clerical privilege, yeah, minister's privilege, clergyman penitent privilege, yes. Could you get me the priest of Catholicism? I'm in a little bit of a hurry, so we just can't interrupt this. Yes. I'd like to know every minister of the word that has any knowledge of Lucina being in a Rotarian newsletter. Yes. I'd like to know all of this privilege that the ministers have of every piece of property that wasn't assessed an actual market value. And then I'd like to know where Marilyn Van Proyen is, and has she been counseling those as one of these Foursquare pastors? Yes, because my thought is I will sue each and every denomination for knowing, yes, that their counselors, yes, have actually obstructed the priest penitent privilege of those that have knowledge of crime. Pow! Now, privacy privilege, a defendant's right to not disclose private information unless the plaintiff can show that the information is directly relevant to the case. You mean the information that I was in Sequim, Washington? Pooch. Now, the plaintiff, yes, Sequim, Washington, need for the information outweighs the defendant's need for non-disclosure. Yeah. This privilege is recognized in California, but in a few other jurisdictions, yes. Now, it didn't seem to me that the counsel, the prosecuting attorney's office, yes, felt any need to disclose to me that I was a client of any sort of mental health facility. Pooch. Now, there's the psychotherapist patient privilege. A person can invoke to prevent the disclosure of confidential communication made in the course of diagnosis or treatment of a mental or emotional condition by or at the direction of a psychotherapist. Now, this privilege can be overcome under certain conditions, as when the examination is ordered by a court. Yes. See, on each one of these, it doesn't say hold until the court reviews a mental health evaluation. Yes. Now, was the mental health evaluation that the court was waiting to? You never marked the box, Judge Porter. I just want to know this psychotherapist patient privilege. Yes, though it was court ordered that I was competent to stand trial. Pooh. I would want to know these conditions where I, as the individual, as a patient, am I a patient of the state of Washington? Hmm. When you use fraud, yes, to cause me, are you trying to convince me that I'm crazy right now? Because I'll tell you right now, okay, I'll sue this fucking state. Um, Excuse me, officer. I just need the psychotherapist patient privilege and what conditions are necessary to overcome those certain conditions. Yes, because the examination is ordered by a court. Yeah. It was a fraudulent protection order. Yes. It was a false arrest and imprisonment. Yes. It was barratry. Yes, it was. And I would say that as a patient of the state of Washington, oh, it's inadmissible in court for any decision of the court. Hmm. Now, why don't you get me the ordained and their actual assessed values? Yes. And then I just want to know what Foursquare is doing today because I would say that every time that Mike counsels any person, yeah, there is no ministerial privilege. Now, this is something that is very important. There was, let me see here for just a second. This privilege, yeah. Um, Deliberate process privilege, attorney-client privilege. Oh, there it is. The client's right to refuse to disclose and to prevent any other person from disclosing confidential communications between the client and the attorney. Could you get me those attorneys? See, when you assign counsel right now, and the attorney does not inform the client of anything and everything affecting their personal lives because you just did some ambiguous mental health evaluation where, well, I'm going to want to know those. Yeah, I'm going to want to know that. Oh. Now, I did hear the word prima facie case. Yes. At first sight. Oh. On first appearance. Yes. But subject to further evidence or information. Oh. The mental health